When you are proud of yourself, you've got a match going on, because who you really are, who you have always been, is proud of you. When you are criticizing yourself or someone else, you've got discord in your vibration, and the negative emotion that you feel is your indicator of that. So when you begin to get the sense that your emotions are your guidance, and we know that it's not easy for you because you've been programmed by those who have surrounded you, who have forgotten this long ago in many cases, but it is amazing to us that it is so hard for us to convince you that good is good, that if it feels good, it is a good signal. How you ever got crossways of that must be because somebody else in their selfish nature thought that they needed you to do something that would please them. And so they said, it doesn't matter if it feels good to you, do this instead. And we're wanting you to come back to your awareness that it is important that you become consciously aware of your own guidance system. Because if you are not consciously aware of your own guidance system, if you're using any other form of guidance, then you are upside down and all around. You are out there in the desert wondering where you are. Can you imagine? Jerry and Esther are traveling from Phoenix to San Diego, and it's an easy journey for them. It's 400 miles approximately, and they know they must go west, and they never worry that they will get there. In other words, they understand this journey so well that even though most of the journey they're not where they want to be, they are never discouraged because they are on their way. Can you imagine if Jerry and Esther got out there in the desert about halfway, Yuma, let's say, and were so uncomfortable that they're not yet in San Diego, that they get all disoriented and turn around and go back to Phoenix? Hard to even imagine that, isn't it? Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma. And then they announce, San Diego is an impossible dream. I guess it isn't in my karma. I guess I wasn't born at the right time to the right people. It's incurable. And we say, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Because you understand that journey, but you don't seem to understand the journey from sickness to wellness in the same way, even though it's just as simple of a journey. You don't seem to understand the journey from not enough money to plenty of money, even though it's just as simple of journey. In other words, simple in the sense, point toward more money, point toward a better feeling body, and keep moving in the direction of it. But if you haven't quantified your journey, if you don't have some way of knowing whether you're moving toward the wellness or not, if you're listening to this one and 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 everybody's got a different idea, and if you notice that there's not a treatment that works for anybody, there's not a process, there's not a diet, there's not anything that always works for anybody, for everybody. And so it makes you crazy because you keep trying to find some guidance that's outside of you, and then you wonder why when you apply it you get different results. And the reason is because the points of vibrational relativity within you are unique to you. And your guidance system is giving you information uniquely pointed toward your 2 points of vibrational relativity. Where are you in relationship to that which you have really already become? And so, can you imagine if Jerry and Esther had a system, Magellan or one of them, and in their vehicle, and instead of only considering where they are in relationship to where they want to be, it's considering 10 other people and where they are and where they want to be, and giving Jerry and Esther feedback on all of this. Can you imagine the confusion? As they're looking at the map, I don't even recognize any of these streets. It doesn't even seem like this is even where we are. It would be impossible to use. Jerry's tried that a time or two. He's used the exit guide and been in the wrong state. And he's telling Esther there's a rest stop coming up in 2 miles. And Esther will come 2 miles and she will say, I've come 2 miles. Where's the rest stop? And Jerry will say, well, you must have missed it because it is right here in the book. And then they will laugh as they discover they're in the wrong state. They're on the right interstate, just not in the right state. When you are using guidance that is not in alignment and doesn't have anything to do with where you are in relationship to where you want to be, it's not valid guidance. And we're wanting to help you to realize that the only valid guidance for you is the guidance that gives you feedback between where you are and where you want to be. And we want you. This is a part that we don't think that you really understand in the way that we so much want you to. When you understand that you are source energy, that was source energy even before you were the you that is in this physical body, and there was a long line, a long legacy, if you will. There was a long pre-paving of energy even before you got here into this physical body. In other words, you were in the state of becoming before you became, so to speak. But now you're in this physical body and you're banging around in this contrast. You're giving birth to all kinds of new preferences, and so you are becoming. And the art of allowing is about you consciously letting yourself really be completely what you have become. Oh, when you are tuned in, tapped on, turned on, when you are allowing the full vibrational essence of who you are in a moment in time, it is a delicious moment. When you allow that connection, your clarity is supreme. Your flexibility, your balance, your mental and physical agility, your ability to decipher the moment and make the best decisions, and most of all, your ability to enjoy the moment, your ability to fully live in the moment. If you are not vibrationally up to speed with who you are, you're not beginning to live who you are. Scientists tell you you're only using a small percentage of your brain, and we say brain schmame. It isn't about your brain. It's about your vibrational alignment with the infinite intelligence that is you. You have access to infinite intelligence. Your brain is not a storage cabinet. Your brain isn't a storage cabinet where you are gathering resources that later you will dig out at just the appropriate moment. You are a transmitting and receiving mechanism. And when you are in alignment with the fullness of who you are, your intuitiveness, your insight, your brilliance, and your passion for life is at its best. And anything less, from our perspective, is just not enough. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would train ourselves into vibrational alignment with who we are. But we want you to understand that you will never get it done. You cannot get it wrong, and you will never get it done. Because as contrast causes you to become more, and then you bring yourself deliberately into vibrational alignment with what you have become, and you experience then the manifestation of the fullness of your desire, along with that manifestation also comes a new platform and a new set of contrasting experiences which will give birth yet to another new desire. So everyone is always in a state of becoming. It would be fair to say, we'll be blunt and humorous. Blunt maybe, humorous maybe, blunt for sure. You will always live life in the crack. In other words, because there's always going to be a new you that you are getting up to speed with. In other words, life is about that journey. If you were going on a vacation and you said, I'll go to this city and 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 I'll come back home, and then you objectively, with your human brain, you look at this and you say, wait a minute, my list of things to do, and home is the final destination, and I'm already home, why go? I think I will just check vacation off my list. Vacation has been achieved. And we say, you didn't go on this vacation to get it done. You went on this vacation for the fun of it, for the thrill of it, for the new experience, for the life-giving qualities of it. And you didn't come forth into this body to get it done. You came into this body as a leading edge creator to enjoy the process of creating, to enjoy the journey. And any of you who have been magnificent in your, or conscious in your creating, who have come to the place where you want things and you create them, and you want things and you create them, and you want things and you create them, you know that while the manifestation is satisfying for a moment, that it is the next idea that rings your bells and keeps life pouring through you. And it really is, because the contrast causes you to become, and then that which you have become continues to call you forth. And when you are on the vibe, when you are letting yourself hear the call of source, the guidance, the beam, the signal, it's like air traffic control and way, way beyond that. In other words, it knows where you are, it knows where you're coming, and it's offering a signal, calling you to it. And when you allow yourself to come, there's the signal now. It is lovely. This is the point that Esther pulls it. It is all right. This is the point as Esther is driving that she dumps her purse upside down. just in time to miss the call.
Sorry.
You are enjoying being the creator of your own reality. You are enjoying the contrast of your time-space reality. little reluctant there. We'll push it further. And those things that you want that have not yet manifested, you adore that sensation. But you see, have you heard nothing from us? That's that crack. In other words, there is something that life has caused me to consciously know that I want, and on my vibrational, non-physical level, I have become it. And that part of me that has become it is calling me to it. And the question is, am I enjoying the going? And we say, that really has to do with how much you believe that it's going to be. In other words, we notice that when you know that something's going to be, even though it hasn't happened right now, your anticipation feels good to you. But we also notice that when you want something and you haven't figured out how it will come, when it will come, where it will come from, who will help you, that then it doesn't feel so good. And we want you to understand that it's all coming, that it's all there. If we could zap you with knowledge, that's what it would be. In other words, we would zap you with the belief that it is, we would zap you with the belief that it is coming. And law of attraction says that it must. We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. We want you to understand that in every moment, you have an option of leaning more in the direction of what you want or leaning more in the direction of the absence of what you want. Every subject is really two subjects. Money, plenty of money on one end of the stick, not enough on the other. Physical wellness, vitality and good feeling body on one end, sick on the other. Relationship, wonderful, awful. Every subject is really two subjects, and you can tell by the way you feel which end of this stick you've practiced your vibration about. You know, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. When you give your attention to something, you activate the vibration of it. If you do it often, it becomes a dominantly activated vibration. That's all a belief is. And a dominantly activated vibration, law of attraction is responding to it and giving you plenty of evidence to support your belief. So you offer the vibration of it because it's true. You say, well, Abraham, I should face this. It's true. So you give your attention to it. We say, do you realize what you're saying? The only reason it's true somewhere is because somebody gave attention to it and made it true. So you're saying, I see somebody has created something horrible in their life that is now true. And since they did it, I think I will give it my undivided attention and create it in my life too. And we say, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would use a different criteria for what we would give our attention to. We would listen to the call of source. In other words, we would listen to our gut. We would listen to our intuition. We would listen to our emotional guidance system. We would listen for that call. And the thing that's interesting about that, Joseph Campbell said to you, follow your bliss. And we say, those are the best words we ever heard offered with a human tongue. If you could really do that, you would be a vibrational match to that which you are constantly becoming, and your life would unfold in a way that as people watch you, they would stand in amazement. They would not be able to believe how wonderful your life is, as it seems that as soon as you identify a desire for something, it finds a way to make itself present in your experience. But we notice that sometimes when you're in despair, or fear, or grief, or even anger, you can't get a whiff of bliss. They're different vibrational frequencies. And then we see you, your bright-eyed, bushy-tailed Abraham friends or teachers of something like that are saying to you, you should cheer up. Don't you know you create your own reality? And you want to say that can't be true, or you'd be dead, or at least gone from my experience, because nothing feels worse than to be in a place that you don't want to be and have somebody who totally cannot understand it because they're totally in another place trying to cheer you up. And we're wanting you to understand that the reason that you can't connect with them is because at the moment you're on different vibrational frequencies and you just annoy each other. You annoy them and they annoy you. But if you're listening for your guidance, if you're listening for source, do you know what the call of source feels like? When you are in frustration or overwhelmment, and source is knowing what you want and knowing the way to it, and is pointing it out to you, and you are getting hits on it. Esther will say, I'm getting a hit on that, or you're getting a feeling, an inclination, you're getting an impulse to do something. You don't really know why. You just feel like doing it. Sometimes you do it without even consciously thinking about it. Source is calling you